Welcome. This is a quick review of YMAX and a few other reasons why I want to hold YMAX in my portfolio. I have 206 shares of YMAX. So let's begin. The fund is a fund of funds, meaning that it will primarily invest its assets in certain YMAX ETFs. The fund's portfolio will be reallocated on a monthly basis so that each YMAX ETF held in the fund's portfolio, including any eligible new YMAX ETF that is added to the portfolio, is equally weighted. So that's the first reason why I like YMAX. YMAX has a bunch of single stock income ETFs like msty for MicroStrategy, AMZ for Amazon, nvdy for Nvidia, Tesla for Tesla. They have so many, like 28 or 30 of them. And instead of me just going out buying all 28 of them, I can just buy YMAX, and each time they make a new single stock ETF, they automatically put it in YMAX. So I can just have the best of both worlds with one ETF. The second thing that I like about YMAX is the distribution rate, the dividend yield. It's pretty high. But with that high yield comes high risk, and I'm okay with that. Get rich or die trying. The next thing that I like is that it pays weekly. Now this week is paying 17 cents per share. Tomorrow, Friday, 1/24/25. Now, to get this dividend Friday, you would have had to own YMAX on 1/22/25 or before. That's the declaration date. The declaration date is when they tell us how much per share we're going to get paid. If you buy it on the X date, which is today, 1/23/25, you won't get this week's dividend. You will get the dividend next week. So always remember to buy before the ex-dividend date to get that week's payment. Now, before September 2024, it was a monthly payer. So if you go back, the week of December 18th, 2024 is when it went to weekly. It was 22 cents. August, July, June, and so on was paid monthly. So people in the income investing world love to get paid weekly because they can use that payment to buy more shares of the ETF that they own, or they could spend it on something else, or pay for bills, living expenses. So people just like to get paid weekly. So these fund managers, these companies are making these ETFs pay weekly. You don't have to wait 3 months like you do with Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Apple. They pay every 3 months. These new ETFs pay weekly and monthly. So the next thing that I like is I want to go over the fund overview. The YMAX Universe Fund of Option Income ETFs, YMAX ticker symbol, is an actively managed exchange-traded fund that seeks to generate current income. So I like that current income. I don't want to wait 30 years. I want current income now. The fund is a fund of funds, meaning that it primarily invests its assets in the shares of other ETFs rather than in securities of individual companies. In addition, from time to time, the fund may invest directly in the securities and financial instruments in which one or more underlying YMAX ETFs invest. The fund's portfolio will be primarily composed of YMAX ETFs. Each and underlying YMAX ETF in which the fund may invest has a primary investment objective to seek current income and a secondary investment objective to seek exposure to the share price of the common stock of a particular operating company or the share price of a particular ETF, in either case an underlying security, subject to a limit on potential investment gains. Due to investment strategies of the underlying YMAX ETFs, the fund's indirect exposure to gains, if any, of the share price returns of the underlying securities is capped. However, the fund is subject to all potential losses if the shares of the underlying securities decrease in value, which may not be offset by income received by the fund. So if you get the nvdy YMAX ETF, it's not going to blow up in share price like the actual NVIDIA. So you're trading that growth, that share price growth, for current income. So just keep that in mind. This is not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. This is what I like. I like income now. I don't want to wait and hope and pray that the share price goes up in 30 years, or I don't want to wait 3 months to get 15 cents from a stock. So this is why I like YMAX. Now, this is a new series on the channel, and I'm going to be reviewing other high yield income ETFs that I have in my portfolio. And stay tuned to the next video so you can see what I'm going to review next. Thanks for watching.